Hello folks and welcome back to Medieval Total War. I am Conostip and this is going to be part 30 of my early campaign where I'm playing as Egypt. And the state of the campaign is, it's a very interesting one, I have to say. The Mongols still remain the most powerful faction in the game, although because their new heir was crowned over in the west where he had previously had been dealt quite the blow due to civil wars and whatnot. He is now holding on to Spain, but because he is now out here, he has lost his influence, his direct connection to the east. So now he's dealing with the similar issues he was just dealing with out in the west, and it looks like he will be losing quite a few provinces out here in the east. I think that, yeah, like Pereslavl, he might lose. Crimea as an option. Livonia is pretty guaranteed, I have to say. Smolensk is going to be losing that. And I wonder if this is going to open up any possibilities for the Polish to start to expand. I don't know. Their forces are very weak. And there's nothing in Lithuania. No buildings are here. It's just very, very poor, very pathetic. What are they making for income? 189. Oh, gosh. So, yeah, they're not even able to pay for, their soldiers. So they have to be able to strike out at some point. I wonder if Smolensk is going to be an opportunity for them. This is a pretty puny rebel force, archers and javelin men, and if they can, finish off and defeat this force, I don't see it. 3 Mongol horse archers and 2 javelin men, they should be able to sally out and defeat that rebel force. And what other options? They can't take Kiev, they can't take Volhynia, they can't take Prussia, and then up here, this rebel force is too strong. Khwarezmian cavalry, Lithuanian cavalry, they're going to beat the Mongols up here, most likely, and there's no way the Poles can take that off of the rebels. So that's not looking likely. The Byzantines are still somehow in this, and they're actually, like, all things considered, they're kind of looking okay. They have some okay forces here. They have a port in Moldavia. They can make some income. 254 here, 335. 1,041 here in Croatia, thanks to the resources of the copper and the silver deposits. So, for what they have, they're doing okay, which is shocking. It really is. The Novigrads are still hanging on for dear life. Again, it's just, I don't understand why they haven't done anything with these forces. These boyars are good soldiers. These units are good units, and they probably could take the force here in Muscovy. They could definitely take Smolensk. Maybe not Lithuania, but, there are options here. So it's a little bit discouraging to see them be so passive. The Italians are hanging on. They're still here from the beginning of the campaign. They still exist. They're actually still ahead of me, I think. Yeah, they still are ahead of me. Their armies are not strong, but they have the most provinces of any of the original factions. The Aragonese are back down to 1 province, which is pretty sad. And do they have any opportunities to expand? I don't know. The Khan is actually pushing directly against them, so they might be snuffed out pretty soon here. The English, it's just always such a sad story. They're so passive in this game. It's one of those things, I really hope, and I don't know if this is true, but I know that all of the factions do have like different personalities coded into them. And I know that there's different options. If you look in the game files, there's like a lot of different options, and I don't think all of them are being used by the initial starting kings of each of the factions. And I think that the initial idea was for each of those, like each time you get a new ruler, then a different personality is attached to that ruler. Therefore, the AI's personality can change throughout the campaign. However, I don't think that's what's happened. I feel like each of those personality types is attached to the faction throughout the entire campaign, and that's just how it goes, which is really a missed opportunity. But I think that, what I hope is that when you play the different start dates for the high campaign and the late campaign, I really hope that they assigned different personality traits for the factions, at least in that sense, just because it would be really nice to see an aggressive England at some point, because Wessex is an objective of theirs. This is a territory that they should own. They should want this. If you look here, they should want Wessex. They could be getting 3 points from it. And And it's just really unfortunate to see them just kind of sit here. Sure, the rebel forces in Wessex are strong. They are. But, you know, you have Royal Cav units here in Mercia. You know, Wales has more Royal Cav units. Scotland has just a horde of urban militia. You can make a push, right? Like, there's nothing to guard up here. I know Scotland has public order issues, but, like, you know, you can handle it, I think. So that's really sad. There's a chance that the Spanish can come back. There's loyalty issues here in Castile. Leon's looking okay, but Castile's at 99%. So the Spanish, we could see a reemergence from them. You know, the Almohads have had a reemergence. They have not done anything since. So it would be nice to see them push against the Mongols as well. And same with the Danes and the Hungarians. That would be nice to see, like, Denmark's at 100% loyalty, Sweden's at 100%, Norway's at 100%. So, you know, we could see a Danish reemergence at some point, and the Hungarians as well. You know, 99% here in Hungary, so there's opportunities for reemergences. This map could really change up. It really could. I'm pushing for it. I do have spies in the places where I can get them here in Castile. I don't know about Leon. Yeah, there's a border fort here in Leon. Hungary, yeah, I have a spy there. And I think I have spies here. Yeah, in Denmark. I have a spy. I guess I could get a spy up in Sweden. And no, there's a border fort in Norway. Yeah, but perhaps I can send one to Sweden. What's it? It's at 100%. That's already low enough, right? Yeah, so that's, I guess I don't need to do that. But yeah, it'd be nice. It would be nice. Yeah. Oh, and this is the Sicilians, right? I initially had thought that maybe I would want to eliminate them so that they could reemerge somewhere else. And gosh, you know, that's not the worst idea. I don't know if I have time to fight this battle right now. So maybe not for this episode, but yeah, that would be a long battle. And I've just had, you know, a few very long episodes recently. So I don't know if I have it in me for this yet, but yeah, that's something to keep in mind at some point. Maybe I do want to fight the Sicilians and then hope for a Sicilian reemergence in Sicily so that they can push back against you know, the Mongols here in Naples, but then they would cause issues for the Italians, you know, potentially. And I don't really want that for the Sicilians. I would rather them build up a navy and then maybe attack on into the Balkans or, yeah, just maybe the Balkans would be nice. For me though, I had some homework to do in my off time, and that was to consider what kind of garrison armies I would like to have stationed here in my fortresses in my border regions here in Antioch and Edessa in Syria. And I have some ideas actually. I was thinking about, you know, some Saracen infantry and some Hashishin and some Mamluk handgunners just for the fun of it, Naphtha throwers, and Nizaris. Yeah, that's what I was thinking as well. And that would get me up to around 488 soldiers, I think, if I had 2 units apiece of each of those. And that would be half of the number, you know, of the capacity for this. So that's kind of what I'm thinking. However, I am currently building some buildings in each of these three provinces, so this isn't the best time for it. 3 turns left in the drinking den, so I should at least wait for that to be finished before I put a lesser garrison in there, just because that would, you know, if they get attacked, that would interrupt that build process. I am building the fortress in Culverin Towers here in Edessa, so that's still 5 more turns left for that. It's a 10-turn building, I guess. I guess it takes 10 years to build a Culverin Towers. Pretty ridiculous. And then here in Syria, I am like a few turns into building the Master Foundry, which is going to take 16 years in total. So I probably have like 14 years left. So that's quite a ways away, but at least in Antioch and Edessa, relatively soon I can reduce my garrison and sort of, test out this theory of like holding these massive fortresses with gigantic, fantastic defenses, and also possibly sort of inviting attack. You know, the Turks, there's a Turkish reemergence, you know, maybe they can do something. Not against me, but if I weaken the Mongol forces, then maybe the Turks can start to branch out a little bit. And yeah, that'd be really cool, I think. Also, yes, as we all know, I do want to test out my jihads as well, so that's going to be happening once I start to get invaded by the Mongols. I don't really want to send a jihad. I don't want to mess with the Turks. If they attack me, that's one thing, but I don't want to send a bunch of jihads to Rum and just eliminate them again. That's not really what I want to do. It's not really what I do. I am barely in the positive right now with my finances. I'm making 1,500 per turn, and you know that's just fine. You know, yeah, that's okay. I have complete dominance of the seas right now. I think the only other faction that has some boats in the water is the Almohads, I think. Yeah, they have like a boat right there in the Straits of Gibraltar, so stay away from me, you punks. But yeah, other than that, looks like I'm looking pretty solid out in the seas. Still only making 1,500, and that's just because, you know, of all the provinces that are owned by the Mongols, and I'm not making money off of them. Like here, ooh, yeah, if the Mongols lose Constantinople, I could take this off. I could trade, you know, with Constantinople. That could be good for me. And same with a few other provinces. Oh yeah, Trebizond. Trebizond as is, ooh, yeah, Trebizond could, no, they're not going to lose Trebizond. That's a very pitiful rebel army. Yeah. Georgia, maybe? Georgia? No? Maybe. Okay, yeah, they might lose Georgia. What is this? Allen Mercenary Cavalry, yeah. Okay. We'll see about that. We'll see. And my Sultan is very old. He is, what, 59 years old? So he's going to be dying relatively soon, I have to imagine. His son, Prince Al-Adil. Is that you? No, is that you? Yeah, that's you. So you will be coming of age when you are in your 40s. So I hope that you have some sons on the way already, although there's only going to be room for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's only going to be room for one son of yours. Yeah, a little bit dicey. But for now, I'm just going to be like kind of burning through some turns until these buildings are finished up here in my northern provinces. And then I can start to consider putting in lighter garrisons in those provinces. Also, I could do the same thing down here. I don't really want to invite attack by the Almohads, but again, once this this catapult tower is finished, I could do that. Or I could just keep building up my defenses and go to a citadel, you know, while I have these armies here. Because this is only a fortress. At least up here I have, you know, these, I mean, I'm sorry, this is only a castle. My tier 3. Up here, at least I have my fortresses, so I can say like, yeah, I'm kind of done building stuff up here anyway, kind of. So, you know, it's fine to go with that route of reducing my garrisons. But here, I might want to just keep on building stuff for now. So maybe just keep these armies here for now. And then get ready to reduce my garrisons here in Syria, Antioch and Edessa relatively soon. But for now, let's just drop a save and keep moving on. The next counting period for the glorious achievements is going to be 1350, so we're quite a ways away. And yeah, the Mongols are making some pushes. They are just going right on in, trying to retake their territory in the west. And yeah, the rebels are going to be retreating here in Anjou. And the Italian, oh, snap. The Italians had a crusade marker in Milan, and they just retreated to their castle in Milan. That crusade marker is going to get automatically, you know, deleted. So the Italians might end up with a civil war like now. Yeah, unrest in Constantinople. Yes, yes. And let's see. So the Golden Horde are mobilizing and preparing for a major attack against the Italians. Okie dokie. Yep, the catapult towers are now finished here in Tunisia. And the Italians want to have an alliance. No, because I might have to attack them at some point. Oh, and they're at war with the Germans. Okay, interesting. I didn't know that. But yeah, I might have to attack them at some point. They are ahead of me on points, so no. Oh, hello. A couple turns later, and look what we got. Oh my goodness, look what we got here. The French are back. Holy smokes. I completely forgot about them. I forgot the French existed. Yeah, look at this. Yeah, the French are back, and they are taking over the world. Holy smokes. Wow. Yeah. And yeah, for some reason, those Khwarezmian cavalry could not win in Livonia. But, you know, there's continuing to be rebellions here, so maybe eventually they will take it back. You would have to imagine those Mongols are going to get worn down eventually. So the Mongols have the unheard of level of development. Do they now? Really? Really? I lost a Bagla in a storm here. That's unfortunate. And the Holy Roman emperor has been captured and executed. Who's attacking him? Is it the Italians? And a new emperor has been elected. Okay. Armorer's Guild is finished here in Cyprus. I'm still working on getting really upgraded Khwarezmians there in Cyprus. And I don't know why I built this. I was like, why did I build? So this is a defensive upgrade in Crete. Like, why? You know what my defense is for Crete? My boats. That's why did I do that? I don't know. Drinking Den finished here in Antioch. That's going to be one of the assassin building upgrades. And yeah, here's the French. 16 rebel provinces are joining the revolt, and 2 of them are directly being attacked. Okay, yeah. Awesome. That's great. And let's see, you are a governor, magnificent builder, +2 loyalty and +10 happiness. Awesome. Love to see it. And just look at the map change colors. Just look at that. Look at that. Oh my God. Holy crap. Wow. And the Germans are still here. Okay, so yeah, interesting. Interesting that they were captured. I wonder, was he attacking somewhere else? Because if he had been attacked by the Italians, you'd think they'd just be done for. And yeah, the Italians aren't like, I thought there'd be a civil war or something from losing that crusade marker, but they're just fine, I guess. There's no chapter house here in Milan, so that must have been destroyed. But yeah, they're just fine. They just shrugged it off. Like, what the hell? Maybe their Doge just had enough influence to survive it. But yeah, the French are back. Oh man, the Aragonese are hanging on for dear life. Like, they better hope that the French are going to be nice to them. Yeah, because they're hanging on. Like, this is all they have left. Oh man, and there goes the any chance of the English having a chance of taking back Wessex. It's just gone now. There's no way. There's no way. Oh man, yeah, this French army here in Wessex is pretty decent. And the rest of the forces, oh, they got an organ gun. Look at that, yeah, organ gun crew, 4-star general. Huh? That's pretty nifty. Where's the other reemergence army? So this is a reemergence army here for the French, and the rest of it is just like rebel stacks joining the French. But I'm trying to see like what the other reemergence armies would be. Would it be a no, this was already here. Yeah, maybe the only reemergence armies are this one, but it said two provinces are being attacked directly. Oh, is it this here in Friesland? This rebel army? Yeah, I don't know. Oh yeah, maybe it's Saxony and Friesland are the ones being attacked. No, but they have a force here in Pomerania too. Yeah, interesting. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. Interesting. Yeah, that changes everything. Man, everyone has to be put on notice now. Byzantines, Poles, Aragonese, Germans, Italians, everyone that borders the French is now, they have to start be worrying a little bit. And yeah, I completely forgot about them. Completely. I was like, yeah, no, it's English, German, Danes, Hungarians. Like, no, French. Completely forgot about them. So yeah, that's going to make things a bit more difficult for the Mongols. Oh yeah, and my income too. My goodness. Already up to 2,000, and that's just like off of the like rebel provinces that have opened up their ports to me. That's not even including the French yet. So my income is going to be looking pretty nice here in a moment. And is this building finished here in Antioch? Yes, it is. So now I can get that nifty little garrison in Antioch. I may as well. Okay, this is going to be the makings of my garrison. I'm thinking 2 Saracens, and then, yeah, 2 Mamluks. I want 2 Nizaris, so I brought up another Nizari, and then 2 Naphthas. I brought up another Naphthas somewhere. Yeah, right there. And, okay, yeah, see, I brought in the Abyssinians. That's going over my number limit that I was thinking. This would be bringing me a little bit closer to, like, 560 maybe, something like that, maybe 570. Yeah, I don't know. This is all an experiment. I don't know how many men I can have in here that's going to make my fortress last longer. Obviously, I would love to pack it with 960 people, but if it can get starved out in 2 turns, then that defeats the whole purpose. So I'm gonna try. I'll try to go over. I'm gonna go over the limit a little bit. I'm gonna go over the 480 and put in those 2 Abyssinians. They're cool units, and they're the like unique Egyptian units. I want to use them, so I want to see how that works. Also, another like thing I like about this whole garrison, like fortress kind of dealio on the borders is that it gives me an opportunity to perhaps use some generals that aren't like my best field generals. That, you know, guys that I don't necessarily want to like sacrifice. Yeah, I don't want to sacrifice my best guys like on castle duty, right? But, you know, like all of these other guys that have had nothing to do really, just kind of hanging out, waiting for something to do. What about them? And why not use them in this situation? So, for instance, Ali Al-Muiz, he used to be part of my family. In fact, I mean, this is, well, the captain of the unit of whoever man this was used to be part of my family. And 3 stars is not bad, you know? Killer Instinct, so +2 Valor, +1 Dread. The +2 Valor is not bad also, you know, for a guy that is going to be fighting inside of a castle. One thing to keep in mind is that for someone that's going to be guarding a fortification, well, all of the units inside the fortification are unbreakable. So having like low morale, like Mamluk handgunners isn't necessarily the worst thing. And having a general that might have like unhinged loon or good runner also isn't necessarily the worst thing either, because that's not going to matter inside of the fortification. So that's an interesting idea. Bringing, yeah, Ali Al-Muiz. Let's just bring you up there. How about it? How about it? Yeah, those 3 stars that will help the stats of the people that you are leading. So may as well bring you up as well. Again, that's going to be bringing my number count up a little bit higher than what I was planning on. But again, let's just figure it out and see. And once I have this army together, then I will be like, all right, let's bring everyone out and see how this goes. But for now, let's just take this one step at a time. Altogether, we're looking at 627 men in this army. And yeah, it's not, you know, it's looking pretty interesting, I have to say. It's interesting. I think that the small unit count of the Hashishin could work well inside of the confines of a fortification. The Naphtha could work as well in choke points. The Nizaris are good in melee combat, so like they're a good dual purpose unit. The Saracens can hold down choke points. The Abyssinians can kill stuff. The Mamluks are just kind of the fun. I'm just using them just to see. Obviously the attacker in siege battles does, you know, they care about morale very, very much. So just breaking their morale using the debuff of gunpowder units like the guns and the grenades from the Naphthas might work. It could, you know, break the enemy just like that. And the fortification itself just has some pretty insane defenses. Like, I'm pretty sure Antioch does have all the good stuff. Yeah, it has the siege cannon towers here. Like, woofda. You know, that could be fun. In fact, I might want to hold off on Edessa until I build those, actually. Maybe in Syria, too. Gosh darn it. Oh, man. It just, you know, getting those would be cool. Getting the siege cannon towers. Then again, I've never, like, you know, seen the Culverin towers in action either. So, you know, that I guess I could watch both of them. So, yeah, how about it? Like, I could let Edessa go. Like, once this is done, I can just do that. And then in Syria, what do I have here in Syria for defenses? Just the basic fortress, correct? Yeah, so, maybe just, like, leave it as is and just kind of see what it's all about. I think it still has like the demi cannon emplacements, I think. It's not going to show me, is it? Yeah, it's weird how it kind of groups together the it groups together the defensive upgrades with the settlement, like the fortress itself, so that you don't really know what upgrades it has. But yeah, I guess I could just leave it as is. Like, so once this building is finished, just see the difference between the defensive capabilities of a basic fortress versus a culverin tower versus a siege cannon tower, just as an experiment. Yeah, how about that? How about that? So let's just move all of these units out of here. You just go, you go, and then I can actually disband these peasants. Disband you. This is a brave moment for me. I've like never done this. So yeah, you guys just do that, and go there, and it wouldn't tell us. Oh, it does tell us right away. Oh, cool. So I can just like figure it out like this. I can just like do it on the fly. Oh, that's cool. I don't have to like guess. Okay, so this would last for 2 years, which means it would last for 3 turns. So is that like long enough for the AI to feel to be forced into a fight? Or should I be removing troops? Let's kind of see what the scale of this is. So if I remove 100 man unit of spearmen, it's still at 2 years. What if I remove 100? So now it would be lasting 4 turns if I remove 200 men. So if we're down to 427 inside of the garrison, it would hold out for 4 turns as opposed to 3 turns. Interesting. Okay. Okay. Well, let's keep these guys here and see if that's going to be long enough to make the AI feel like it has to attack. Obviously, I have plenty of troops nearby. They can just reinforce. That's totally an option. And I can, you know, finally launch my crusades as well. So that's also totally an option. They can get there from Arabia in 1-2 turns. And Egypt as well. They can get there just in 1 turn, just using my fleets. So depending on where I want to send them from, yeah, they can make this work. Aha, yes, here is the moment. The Danes are back. They're just attacking Sweden. That's it. It's just going to be, yeah, not actually. Oh, no, there's Denmark. Okay, yeah, okay. So rebel provinces joining the revolt is 1. And number of provinces being attacked is 1. So yes, they got Denmark and Sweden. Good for them. Hey, the Danes are back. And the Almohads are suggesting an alliance. I would accept that. Yeah, I have no intention of attacking them. And I would, once I reduce my garrison on their border, I wouldn't, you know, I would not want them to attack me. So yes. Yes, let's accept that. Amir Al-Kamil, charismatic, so +1 morale and +10 happiness. Good, good, good. And no other, let's see, any starred. Let's see, you are, oh yes. So, and this is another thing I like, is getting these like starred generals some more traits, because when I put them in stacks just with themselves, which is what I do, just kind of like keep track of them. If I put them in garrison fortresses where they are finally ahead of a stack, they actually start to gain traits like Master of Numbers for Ali Al-Muiz, the guy that I just put in to, you know, command of Antioch. That's +3 acumen. All of a sudden, I know he's not a governor, he's not an emirs, but I could consider making him one depending on how his acumen is. So let's look at that. Like how are you looking? How are you looking? Nope, just 3. That's all he has. He just got Master of Numbers, and that's all of his acumen. Okay, that's fine. I will keep my eye on you, sir. And no attack. Yes, no attack. Although, you know, I have, you know, another neighbor that I have no intention of ever attacking is the Turks. So if I got an alliance with the Almohads, I wouldn't mind getting an alliance with the Turks. So yeah, I really wouldn't. So let's see. Can I find, where's their dude? Alliance? Yes, sir. Let's get that alliance. Now my Sultan has died from an illness. Yes, he was pretty old. He lived well on into his 60s. And his son is going to be, what, like 45-ish maybe? My goodness, yeah. Hopefully he has a son on the way, but we will check in on that in a moment. And yeah, there's Loyalist Rebellion here in Toulouse. And ironically, that's probably a Loyalist Rebellion for the Mongols against the French. I think? Maybe? Inquisition has ended in Franconia. Okie dokie. And yeah, I tried to get some spies into Leon so that I could try to force the issue with a potential Spanish reemergence. I don't know, I'm just trying stuff. So one of my spies did make it in. And yes, the Turks have accepted my offer of an alliance. They explain that their supply of troops is boundless and they will march across the land until all our enemies are swept away. I will believe it when I see it. I don't know if I believe it though. Yeah, because our mutual enemies are like really dangerous surrounding you. So, and your guys just aren't that good. They are training some stuff, some Turkoman horse, some Saracen, some Wahid foot soldiers. So they did train some soldiers. And the Mongol forces in Trebizond and Anatolia are like up for the grabs. Are they? They're not at war, are they? They didn't. Are they at war? Oh yeah, I can't do that in this. I'm getting my games mixed up. So no, they are not at war with the Turks. Okay. That's the only faction they're not at war with, basically. All right. Well, yeah. See, that's the thing. If you attack Trebizond or Rum or Anatolia, yeah, then Armenia and Lesser Armenia will just crush you. So that's going to be the danger there. But if I can sort of entice the Mongols to attack into me and they lose many, many soldiers, then, you know, it could end up looking okay for the Turks. But we will see about that. And here is Sultan Al-Adil I, 44 years old, 4 influence, 2 piety, 2 dread, 1 command, 0 acumen. So probably not making, yeah, making 2,200. That's okay. What about heirs? So let's see. Are any of these going to be his sons? No, these are all his brothers. Why aren't the other? I thought he had like 2 other brothers. The fact that he only has 3 is encouraging, actually. Yeah, I wonder why these guys didn't count. Were they too old? How old are you? I don't know. It doesn't tell me. He has a crown next to... Yeah, he's of royal blood, but you're not. But you should be. You were at some point. Interesting. So that means even though he's not in line for the throne, I think that means that he still is a potential for a civil war, I think, is what that means. And with 2 loyalty, like he's definitely, you know, definitely on the brink there. Huh, okay. So I just have the 3 brothers. Prince Ali is the next in line currently. That's going to be you. And 5 loyalty is fine. 3 commands, not great. Great warriors, plus 5 health. And yeah, weak principles doesn't matter. But no sons. No sons on the way. That needs to be fixed, hopefully relatively soon. Would be nice. Because, yeah, 44 is old. It's pretty old to not have any sons. And that makes me a little bit nervous, considering that your brothers are only, you know, 33, 23, and 22. I guess maybe, you know, it might fall on Prince Baybars to carry on the family line here. Okay, well, yeah, they went for it. The Turks actually tried to attack Armenia. With that, I don't know what they were thinking. But they did. Okay, good, nice. So the Turks did attack Trebizond. Awesome. And that's good. That's just... So they just needed an alliance, I think, with me to kind of give them the confidence to start to push out. Good. Nice. So I have the largest military. Yes. The King of Aragon has died from an illness, but yes, his heir has taken over. And yeah, I lost both of my spies in Leon. That's too bad. Hey, there we go. Nice. Awesome. So the Spanish are here in Portugal. So, yep. Cool. That's awesome. I wasn't sure if they had actually taken Portugal at any point in the campaign, so I wasn't really sure how that was going to work out. And let's see, any starred generals? No and no. Okay. Let's go look at that right away, because that's what I'm most interested in. Feudal sergeants, feudal men-at-arms, mounted sergeants, and let's see, crossbows, arquebusiers, javelins, and chivalric men-at-arms, militia sergeants, arbalesters. Yeah, not bad. Not bad at all. A king, and then a second in command. I don't know why the kings of reemergence factions are always so bad. I don't know. It seems like a definite conscious decision on the developers to make it this way. Like they typically have a really shitty king, but then like a decent sub-commander like this. Like this is their sub-commander, is like a lieutenant essentially. You know, 2 stars, which is meh, but like acumen, you know, piety, loyalty. You can tell he's like, you know, something good. But then the kings are always like this. I don't know why. Is it because like when you're thinking about like a reemergence and you're typically thinking about like a younger ruler being pushed into power, essentially, or propped up into power by his supporting group of nobles. Essentially, is that kind of the idea? Because it definitely seems like CA was onto something. Like, it seems like they were trying to send a message here about reemergence kings. Because if we look up at the Danish king as well, he's got the same thing. Where'd he go? Where is he? Is he here? Yeah, same thing, right? 3 influence, which is meh, but like nothing else. But if we look at his second in command, 4 stars, loyalty, piety, dread, acumen, like all in all, not bad, right? And how about the French? Do we know what about the French? Is it too late? I waited too long. The French are all over the place now. Yeah, the king, okay, tons of influence, but that's just because of, how much territory he inherited. 1 command. Also, maybe he gained that after I should have checked right away because they've already, it's been like a couple turns and they already have extended their influence by a little bit. And I have no idea who their initial starting, like, general would have been. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know, but I missed that one. But yeah, that seems like a definite, an actual conscious decision by the devs to make it that way. Oh no, just like that, the Turks are gone. He died from an illness and he has no heirs. His forces have degenerated into minor factions. Oh, that's a shame. The Italian Doge has died from an illness, but he does have an heir. And okay, I do have a son. That's good. 16 years might be a little too long, unless he lives as long as his dad did. Let's see, Abir Almwiz. Yeah, okay, so this is that guy that I'd put up there. So +1 piety and +1 acumen. So now he should be up to 4 acumen. He's going places. He's going places. Let's check in on you. Yeah, 4 acumen, not bad. Just hanging out. And now this army is ready as well. 627 men, same garrison as I have put in here in Antioch. So let's move all of these forces out. They can start to make their way down through Antioch, and they can go into Tripoli, I think. So yeah, you go, and then you go. And then I can disband the 2 peasants that are hanging out here. You, and then you. Plop you guys in there, and yeah, that'll last for 3 turns. Good. Okay. Alright, we're getting there. And yeah, as soon as this building, the Master Foundry, is finished here in Syria, then I can also yeah, I can reduce the garrison here as well. Yeah, so long, Turks. Who knows? They might be back, They might be back. We can try, so let's see, so there's a border fort here. There's no border fort in here. Do I have a spy? I do have a spy here. With 2 valor. 126% loyalty there. And I need to make sure that my own loyalty is perfect. Yep, everything is fine from my loyalty. Okay, that's good. So they're not going to reemerge in my territory. Let's see, I know they held Armenia, Rum, and then did they ever hold Lesser Armenia? And did they ever hold Georgia? I can't remember. It's been so long. I don't know. Hopefully they just reemerge in Rum, like, right away. Fingers crossed. And how about this? Remember when I built those inns in these provinces that have these fortresses, which, kind of reduce that mercenary magnetism? Well, I guess it doesn't eliminate it completely. Look at here in Odessa, we can't actually train mercenaries. That's good to know. I wanted to know that. That's cool. So that helps me with this strategy of, having these light garrisons, because what I could essentially do then is, do I have an inn here? No, I do not. Let's build an inn in Antioch, because perhaps I can use, if I do ever get invaded, maybe I can keep all of my standing armies very heavily reduced, but then just use inns in my provinces to raise an army quickly, along with my jihads to defend my province, and maybe just have like 1 or 2 standing armies in total. I know that's pretty extreme, but like, wouldn't that be kind of cool? So let's just build inns everywhere. How about that? Yeah, let's just do that. And I already have one in Odessa. You can you have an inn already? You do, yeah. Arabia already has an inn, good for you. But you can't, no, you can't train anything, okay. Holy smokes, speaking of reemergences of factions that I had forgotten existed, the papacy is finally back. That took forever, my goodness. I thought for sure the papacy was something that just was gone for a very short period of time before it came back. That was a long time. It wasn't 100 years, was it? It can't have been. It can't have been, but man, it's been a long time since the papacy has existed. Huh. That's interesting. Yeah, wow, I just forgot. I completely forgot all about them. I was wondering too, because the Italians did have a crusade marker that they just never launched. And I was like, why wouldn't they launch that crusade? Well, it's because the Pope didn't exist. So yeah, here they are attacking the Italians and the Papal States and Rome. Yeah, how about that? Speaking of which, yeah, the Italians are looking for an alliance. No, not with you guys. No. You are still technically leading me with points, so we're not doing that. Let's see, Amir al-Mutadid, so this governor, no principles, minus 50% to bribery cost. Yeah, okay, well, any starred generals? I'm not seeing any with any traits. Nope, okay. All right, so I have my reduced garrisons in Antioch and Edessa now. These are like all the armies that I just kind of gathered from those provinces, and we're still waiting a couple turns for this master foundry to be finished here in Syria. And then I can build that in as well in Syria, but then I will reduce the garrison there as well. And no attack from the Mongols. That's been kind of interesting. Like, is this not reduced enough? That's kind of interesting. I mean, I guess like these stacks were in Lesser Armenia, but yeah, maybe they were reacting to the Nicene Rebellion. All of these arquebusiers have put these heavy cav like under siege. Wow, holy smokes. Yeah, my goodness. That's probably what they're doing. These are probably going to go over to Nicaea and put down that rebellion. Would be my guess. But even with 4 stacks in Lesser Armenia, they weren't attacking me in Antioch or Edessa, so that's kind of interesting. And the Pope has wasted no time calling for a crusade against my faction. Yeah, no worse sanction from the Holy Father can be imagined, as all Christian hands will now be turned against you wherever the Pope's word carries weight. That's interesting, yeah, because they are at war with the Italians, so I can't imagine... Let's see, so the Golden Horde is preparing to attack me. Okay, well, that's... Alright, yeah, that checks out. The year after next, we will see about that. And we're catching enemy assassins, working for the Italians. Okay, yep. And the Polish want an alliance. It just doesn't do anything for me to get an alliance from you, you know? And let's see, any governors or starred generals? I think you have 1 star. Or no, often drunk. So yeah, -1 command. That's not good. And -4 piety for Abbas al-Mahdi, which is that general that I had put into the garrison of Edessa. But yeah, he's not a emir, so that doesn't really matter. Doesn't really matter, but yeah, that's going to be very interesting. I don't know if the French, I mean, send a crusade my way. They have to make their way through the Mongols. And the French are at war with the Mongols. So I kind of doubt that would work out. Unless, wait, I'm already forgetting this. This has already happened in this campaign. Can factions that are at war with one another allow their crusades through? I see, I should know this. I feel like it just happened in this campaign and I'm already forgetting. The answer is yes, isn't it? And it's kind of like contrary to what you would think, but I think the answer is yes. So maybe the Mongols will let a crusade through their lands, even though they are at war. I don't know. I guess I'll relearn that lesson when it comes time. Well, this is all very exciting. With these reduced garrisons, it kind of feels like I'm balancing on the edge of a knife. But I'm looking forward to see how this plays out in the rest of this campaign. Now, knowing that the Mongols are planning on an invasion in a couple turns here, I don't want to go too much further. Well, actually, yeah, I'm going to call it here for this episode. because I've been recording for a while and I don't want to get caught up in a long battle. Although the nice thing about these battles would be that it wouldn't be that long, but still, it's probably time to call it here for this episode. And I'm looking forward to this. This is fun to kind of try this out, and I will be getting that reduced garrison in Syria relatively soon. And then guess what I can do with all of these armies? Eventually disband a lot of those units, but you know, I can send them to Malta, get rid of the Sicilians, and try to get them to reemerge somewhere else. That seems kind of fun. Yeah, that's what I have in mind. And I can continue to build my fortifications here in Tunisia before I reduce my garrison there. But that should be fine. I'm making a decent income of 4,000 per turn. The Mongols are continuing to build boats, but my navy has been up to the task of destroying their boats. So that's been pretty good as well. And gosh, this has gotten very interesting to see what is going to happen here with the French, you know, retaking over the map, you know, or basically fighting against the Mongols here. But you know what? That is all. Going to have to wait until next time. As always, I hope you have enjoyed this one, and thank you very much for watching. This has been Concept playing Medieval Total War. Thank you very much, and goodbye.